Hello, this is Adam aka Todd here and welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to re-rank the Skylanders games worst to best. And there are some changes from the last one, and this is just my opinion. So let's just jump into it. Number 6. Skylanders Imaginators. Skylanders Imaginators is probably the Skylanders game I have played the most. In my first ever ranking I put it at third, but now I disagree after replaying all of the Skylanders games. Yes, this is the worst Skylanders game, but it definitely doesn't mean it's bad. The gimmick of creating your own Skylander was very good. The hub area and being very open and it having a decent amount of side content was very good. However, there were some negatives, or I should say many negatives. The game trying to have an RPG feel can be very annoying, especially when you open a chest every 5 seconds. The levels are uncreative and dull, the story is weak, the music being the worst in the series, and it being a big graphical downgrade from Superchargers are only some of the reasons why I put it so low on the list. However, I still enjoy the game. Number 5. Swap Force. Swap Force is the game I want to put higher up on the list, but the other games just beat it. Again, let's start with the positives. The game, although it looks plasticky, is beautiful. The story and concept is great, especially with the gimmick. They added jumping after not having it in SSA and Giants. The side content is solid, and I will mention the gimmick again. The gimmick lets you swap other parts with the Skylanders from the Swap Force, but the negatives are the levels are way too long. They can be good, but certain parts of it are just dragged out. The characters that replace the cast from SSA and Giants are way worse than what we got before Swap Force. And the hub world could have been so much more. Overall, I love Swap Force, but the other games on the list are just better. Number 4. Superchargers. I used to hate Superchargers, and I understand why, but now I love it. My criticisms is mostly that the game is too short, although that might actually be good, lack of non-vehicle side content, and the worst roster of the Skylander series, in my opinion. However, the story is by far the best written. The levels are both good and beautiful. The racing is good, and it had to be, because it's a racing game. Overall, the game has a lot of negatives, but the good parts are so perfected, and it carries it up high. I used to hate it, now I love it. Number 3. Sparrow Adventure. The game that started it all. It had a great story, the original roster, the hub was okay, had mostly great levels. The game is good. What else should I say? Don't get me wrong, it has its flaws mostly, especially how dragged out the later levels are, and that might be controversial. But I don't have anything to add. It's the original game, and the next game just perfected the Sparrow Adventure. Number 2. Giants. Giant is SSA, but with giant Skylanders. Which, I mean, the Giants really aren't that big. It is SSA, but better. Sure, it is shorter, but for Giants, it is better. Giants is also the first Skylanders game I bought. And this might be biasy, but it has one of my favorite Skylanders 3 wrecks in the starter pack. The game is just SSA, but improved. Number 1. Trap Team. Where do I start? Great gimmick, because you can trap the enemies and play as them. Great story, great levels, my favorite of the series. Good level replayability and a solid hub, which, to be fair, is way too big. But hey, good side content. Trap Team has so much right except for the price to buy everything and the glitches, which is by far the worst thing with this game. But I have to love Trap Team, and Snapshot is my favorite Skylander, and yes, I said it and I own up to that. And that is probably one of the biggest Skylander hot takes. The roster was also really good. Thank you for watching my re-ranking of the Skylanders games. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all later. Bye!